The Tower of Forgotten Truths. The Tower of Forgotten Truths was a place spoken of in hushed whispers, its name a cautionary tale for those who sought knowledge at any cost. Rising like a broken blade in the desolate wastes of Vyrn, it was said to contain the answers to any question, answers that came at a terrible price. Its doors had not opened for decades, yet they always seemed to beckon the desperate and the lost. Eadric of Blackmere stood at the base of the tower, the cold wind biting at his face. The stone walls were blackened with age, and faint etchings of runes glimmered as he approached. He had come not for glory or power, but for a single truth, the origins of the dragon kin. To end their plague upon Albion, he needed to understand what had given them their strength. The massive doors groaned as they opened, revealing a spiraling staircase that disappeared into darkness. Eadric took a deep breath, gripping the hilt of vigilance, and stepped inside. As he ascended, the air grew heavy, and the sound of his footsteps was swallowed by an unnatural silence. A voice echoed in the darkness, deep and resonant. "Why do you seek the truths of this place, Slayer? Do you believe knowledge will save you?" Eadric paused, his eyes scanning the shadows. "Knowledge is the only weapon that can cut through the lies of the dragonkin. If I am to defeat them, I must understand them." The voice laughed, a sound that reverberated like a falling stone. "Many have climbed these steps seeking answers. Most did not leave. Are you prepared to pay the price?" "I am," Eadric said firmly, resuming his climb. The voice fell silent, but the air around him felt heavier with each step. At the top of the staircase, Eadric entered a vast chamber illuminated by an eerie silver light. The walls were lined with mirrors, each reflecting not his present self, but moments from his past. He saw himself as a boy, his hands trembling as he held his first wooden sword. He saw his comrades in battle, their faces streaked with blood and fear. And he saw Kael, standing tall before he fell to the hollowing. "The truth is not found in the future," the voice said, now softer. "It is buried in the past. Look closely, and you will see what you have forgotten." Eadric approached one of the mirrors. The reflection shifted, revealing a scene he did not remember. A young woman, her face framed by dark curls, standing before a fire. She wore the armor of a sigil knight, her expression fierce yet kind. "Isella," Eadric whispered, his throat tightening. He had forgotten the sound of her voice, the way she smiled even in the darkest times. The mirror rippled, showing another scene. Isella and Kael stood beside him, their weapons drawn. They were arguing about him. Kael's voice was sharp, Isella's pleading. "He cannot lead us," Kael said. "His doubts will get us killed." "He carries those doubts because he cares," Isella countered, "and that is why we follow him." Eadric staggered back, the weight of the memory pressing on his chest. He had buried this moment, unwilling to face the truth of their faith in him, and how he had let them down. The mirrors dissolved, leaving Eadric standing in an empty hall. A figure emerged from the shadows, draped in a robe of shimmering light. Its face was hidden, but its voice was unmistakable. It was the voice of the tower. "You seek the origins of the dragon kin," the keeper said, its tone grave. "But to know their beginning, you must first confront your end." Eadric's hand went to vigilance. "What do you mean?" The keeper gestured, and the air around them shimmered. Images appeared, swirling like smoke. Eadric standing over the corpses of his comrades, his sword dripping with blood. Behind him, a shadow loomed, vast and serpentine, its eyes burning with malice. "This is the truth," the keeper said. "The dragon kin were not born of the void, nor of the gods. They are the shadows of humanity, given form by your fears, your hatred, your greed." Eadric's breath caught. "They are us." The keeper nodded. "Each dragon you have slain was a reflection of the darkness within you and those you swore to protect. To end them is not to kill them, but to confront what they represent." Eadric fell to his knees, the weight of the truth crushing him. He had spent years fighting the dragonkin, believing them to be an external enemy. But now he saw the deeper truth. They were a mirror, born of the flaws and failures of Albion itself. "You have your answer," the keeper said, "but knowledge is never free. What will you sacrifice to carry this truth?" Eadric looked up, his face pale but resolute. "If I must give my life to end the dragonkin, so be it, but I will not let Albion fall to its own shadows." The keeper extended a hand, and a shard of light formed in its palm. "Then take this, the Sigil of Truth. It will reveal the shadows within, but be warned. It will also reveal yours." Eadric reached out, the shard searing his palm as he grasped it. Pain lanced through him, but he did not let go. The shard fused with him, its light settling in his chest. As Eadric descended the tower, the mirrors returned, but this time they showed not his past, but his future. He saw himself standing before a great dragon, its scales black as night. Around him, the people of Albion stood united, their faces filled with determination. The dragonkin loomed, but Eadric saw not fear in their eyes, but understanding. The voice of the keeper followed him as he left the tower. "The path ahead is not one of battle, but of redemption. To slay the dragons, you must first slay the darkness within yourself and your people." The Tower of Forgotten Truths stood silent once more, its doors closed to the world. But Eadric walked away, changed, the Sigil of Truth burning within him. He carried not just the weight of his sword, but the knowledge that the greatest enemy was not the dragons themselves, but the shadows that gave birth to them. And so his journey continued, not to fight, but to unite Albion against the darkness within.